Hi everybody, it's Miss Greta with Keep County Beautiful today. Hope you all are having an awesome day so far. I have a pretty interesting and kind of yummy activity that we're going to do today. Today we are going to talk trash. We're going to talk about our trash and where it goes. So we have something that can't be reused or recycled, and it has to go into the trash can. We put that in the trash can, and then when that trash can gets full, a lot of us that live in the county, like I do, we're going to take that bag of trash to the convenience center, or most of us call it the dump. We're going to take it to the dump, and we're going to throw it in that big bin. And from there, is it just going to disappear? Is it going to go away? No, it doesn't go away, does it? It doesn't disappear. From the dump or the convenience center, it goes then to what is called a landfill. This is something that we don't think a lot about or talk a lot about or hear a lot about. We just know that the trash is out of our house and we don't have to worry about it anymore. But just like when we throw a piece of litter down on the ground, even though we may not be able to see it anymore once we're gone or the wind blows it away, it's not going to ever just disappear, is it? It's going to end up somewhere. And all of our trash that we throw away in the trash can and take to the convenience center or the dump is going to go on to the landfill. And it's not just going to disappear. What actually happens is it gets buried in our earth. And it, depending on what kind of material it is and what kind of conditions you have, can take a very, very long time to decompose. We talked a little bit about that near the beginning of our lessons, and we'll talk more about it as the year goes on as well. But today we're going to talk about exactly what this landfill looks like. It's not so simple as we just bury the trash in the ground and forget about it. There's a lot of science that has to go into this landfill. We have to be very careful. When we first started this whole process of landfills, burying our trash into the earth, we sort of thought that it was going to work like how a compost would work. We thought that it was going to rot and decompose and go back in the earth pretty easily. And it turns out that it didn't happen quite so simple as we thought. So today, together, we're going to learn how a landfill is made up and how we build our landfill by making a yummy landfill for us to eat if we're on our very best behavior. So first, we have a hole in the ground. At our landfill, we have a big hole in the ground. Your hole in the ground is your cup. That cup is going to be our hole in the ground. And after they've dug this big hole in the ground at our landfill, they're going to have a hard, compact layer of dirt in the bottom of that hole. That's going to be your cookie. You have a cookie, so just drop that cookie right in your cup. We have our hole in the ground. We have a hard, compact layer of dirt down in the hole of the ground. And now you, boys and girls, will have a fruit roll-up. And that fruit roll-up is going to go in next on top of your hard, compacted layer of dirt. I have a layer of plastic, so I'm going to use this. This layer is a tarp. Now, y'all have seen kinds of tarps around your house, right? We might use it to cover a load in the truck, or use it when we go camping, or use it to cover up something in the yard so it doesn't get rained. A tarp. Well, this kind of tarp that is used in our landfill is a tear-proof, leak-proof tarp in hopes of protecting the earth that's underneath down in the ground from any kind of chemicals or bad things that might have gotten thrown away and all that yuckiness that is the trash that goes to the dump and onto the landfill, right? So we have that tarp. So put your fruit roll up right in there on top of your cookie. That's your tarp. And then next, we've got our hole in the ground. We've got our hard compact layer, and we have got our tarp. Now we're going to put in some sand and some rocks. So you're going to crumple up, you're going to use your crumbs, your graham cracker crumbs, crumple them up and put them in there. And that's our sand, and we have some raisins for our rocks, sand and rocks going in there. We have a layer of sand and rocks. Look at all that work we've already done. We still don't have any trash in there, do we? That landfill's not as simple as it seemed, is it? So we've got a layer of sand and rocks in there. And now also, the next thing you will do is you will, I don't have one here, but you will have a Twizzler. And your Twizzler, you're just going to stick that down in the side there of your cup. Stick it right down in the side. That Twizzler is going to be our leach it pipe. I guess I can use that there, can I? That Twizzler is going to be our leach it pipe. Leach it's a funny word, isn't it? Let's talk about what that means for a minute. Have you ever had like a really full trash bag and you have to take out the trash and you pick up that trash bag and you take it out and it leaks out the bottom? Ooh, it's so gross, right? Trash juice, isn't it? That, the technical term for that trash juice is leach it. It is the liquid material of all different kinds of yucky stuff that's pooled together in the bottom of our trash. And so you think about how yucky that is from the one bag of trash. Just imagine how when we have everyone's trash all put together in a landfill, how much yucky juices, all that trash juice, that leach it might be accumulating in a landfill, right? So it has to go somewhere. So they pipe it out of the landfill into a leach it pond. They gather all those trash juices, all that leach it together into one place. So put your leach it pipe, your Twizzler, right down along the side there. And then next, we're going to put in some dirt. You have some pudding. Use your chocolate pudding there and put in some dirt in your cup. Now we're burying that. We're burying it with some dirt. Okay. And then now, finally, we can add our trash. All of that in there before we even add our trash. I've got some powdered candy. You're going to have some kind of candies too. That's going to be your trash. You're going to pour that in there. Okay, let's see what we've got so far. We have our hole in the ground. We have a hard compacted layer. We have our tear-proof, leak-proof tarp. Then we've got sand and rocks. We've got a leach it pipe so those trash juices can go out to where they belong, right? And we had dirt. We finally put our trash in there, didn't we? But we're not done yet. Now we're going to use some more. Maybe you might have vanilla pudding. We're going to use some more pudding, which is going to be our dirt. And we're going to bury that trash in some more dirt. Bury that trash in the dirt. Bury it in the dirt. And in a real landfill, they would continue this layering trash, dirt, covering it all with dirt. And then finally at the very end, you're going to have a straw. And this straw would go in the top of our landfill, our hole in the ground that finally gets filled all the way up, right? That straw is going to be our pipe. It's a methane pipe. Because when we have any materials that are rotting and decomposing, it gives off a gas that's called methane. And that that pressure has to be released in a landfill, so it's going to go out of our pipe. So you're just going to stick your straw right down in the end there. So for our landfill, it wasn't just as simple as what we thought, right? We knew that trash didn't disappear. It doesn't just disappear into thin air when we haul it off. No, we knew that. And some of you probably already knew that it went to a place called a landfill. But I hope that you learned something new about all of the hard work and science that actually goes into a landfill. It's not so simple as we just bury something in the ground, is it? And that's why it's so very important that we're keeping anything out of the trash that we possibly can. And we'll talk a lot more about that throughout our lessons, why we're making sure that we can recycle anything that's recyclable, that we can reduce any waste by using it for reusing it for other items, and being mindful of the way that we shop and the way we buy things to begin with, to see that we're doing them in a way that's going to create the least amount of waste by reducing our waste to begin with when we're buying things. We'll talk a lot more about that throughout the year. And Miss Mika is going to share with you all some pictures of a real, live, active landfill so you can see that in the works. Okay, now if you all are on your very best behavior and when your teacher says you are able to, maybe you might get to eat your landfill, because the landfill that you have is going to be really yummy and not super yucky like the real landfills that are out there. I hope you liked this lesson today, and I hope you learned something new. Have a great day. Bye-bye.